Welcome back everybody, my name is Nick930 and today we're going to look at how Project Cars 2 performs on a PC with a GTX 1080 Ti, an i7 6700K processor, and 16GB of RAM. We're going to be running all these tests with the absolute highest graphical settings at a 1440p resolution and unlocked frame rate. To keep these results consistent, I tested one of the more demanding tracks in the game and tested with the maximum amount of AI cars and various weather conditions and times of day. So to begin this benchmark, let's look at a race that takes place during the day with clear weather conditions. Under these conditions, we get a solid frame rate in the upper 90s to mid 100s, and we get some really smooth frame pacing without any stuttering. Next, we'll test some heavy rain. In heavy rain conditions, there's a much larger demand on the hardware, and we can see a much lower average frame rate, borderlining 60 FPS. Performance remains relatively smooth, and we never get any significant drops or stuttering. So despite the lower average, we are still getting some good performance here. The lower average is likely due to the increase in particle effects on all vehicles, along with the large increase in reflective surfaces from both vehicles and all the roads on the track. The frame rate is noticeably lower when in a large group of cars, leading me to believe that the biggest strain comes from the splash effects from vehicles as they drive through puddles. Unique to Project Cars 2 is the ability to add in heavy snow and blizzard conditions. This will introduce heavy fog conditions along with particle effects to simulate snowflakes. This condition isn't as demanding as a heavy thunderstorm, but we still see averages sitting in and around 70 FPS, noticeably lower than when the conditions were clear. The fog likely helps reduce draw distances, which can make it less demanding. I also tested just fog by itself, and the frame rate was about the same as blizzard conditions, so the snow effect clearly has a negligible effect on performance. With the hazy condition, the frame rate will sit in and around 90 to 110 frames per second, so the difference between it and clear conditions are purely cosmetic, and they don't seem to affect performance in any noticeable way. And finally, I tried the nighttime setting, and still managed to obtain frame rates in the low hundreds. So after testing all weather conditions, the most demanding is easily the heavy rain effect, especially with multiple cars on screen at once. Frame rates only drop down to about 57 at their lowest. Next, I wanted to test anti-aliasing methods to see if I could obtain a smoother picture, but it does appear that 4 times MSAA is the highest and most effective method available in this game. Dropping this setting down to low gives you access to a super sampling method, but enabling this setting actually results in more aliasing, especially on the roof of the car here, so I'd recommend just bumping up the MSAA as high as you can handle and sticking with that. Now, I tried to test virtual reality so I could show you guys how that performs, but I'm having some serious difficulty recording footage of this game in VR mode. The only footage I was able to obtain that wasn't just a black screen was this footage here, and it's useless. So if you guys have any suggestions for recording using Shadowplay or OBS, feel free to let me know because I'm just not having any luck lately. But what I can tell you is that this game in VR mode runs at around 40 FPS when I have every setting completely maxed out. But after dropping the super sampling and a few other settings down, I managed to get around 90 FPS, and it was a much smoother gameplay experience, much better than Project Cars 1. So that's all I really have for this game. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any suggestions or questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching everyone, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.